Today we're going to be teaching you how to train your puppy on the place command. Here we have Richard, our yellow lab puppy. If you don't know me, my name is Ben. I'm the owner of Vernon Dog Training, located in Tampa, Florida. So the first thing we want to do with puppies is try and make everything as positive as possible. We want to build a good foundation and showing them training can be enjoyable. Labs love food, most dogs do, so we want to use the food to get them to go onto the object. Now, some dogs are going to be harder to get onto the place cot itself. As you see, Richard just jumped on here, which is great. Just depending on the texture, the size, everything of your place cot or the bed or whatever the object is you're getting your dog to go onto, it can be more challenging for them, and it could be something that's fearful. Luckily, as a puppy, there's not a lot of fear-based stuff, so we're able to work within their threshold. So how this works is you don't want to name the command until you're happy with it. So for place, we don't care if the dog is sitting or laying down or standing up. We just want the dog to go onto the object and stay on the object. Now, this is the first time that I've used place with Richard. So everything that you're seeing on camera is going to be, as far as I'm aware, the first time that he's done this. So, now, when the dog goes onto place, he needs to stay on place until we release him. It might get loud. There's a plane going over. So what we want to work on with any dog training command is distance, duration, and distractions. The most important one we're going to be working on is going to be the duration. Place is going to be a really great tool to have your dog go onto and hang out. This is a place for them to relax and to chill out. So we don't really want to mix this with any type of high arousal, high excitement activities. We want to teach them that this is like their lazy boy. So even right now, he's going off the place cot. I'm trying to stop him from doing that as much as possible. So your dog should go onto place and stay on place until they're done. Good boy. And then whenever we're ready, we're going to release him. And then we're going to send him right back. Place. Good boy. So you might have to use the leash more to guide them. Don't be afraid to be using the leash. The leash is just a communication tool. So it doesn't necessarily matter. It's not going to hinder it. A lot of people say, when can I stop using the leash? Well, it just depends. Like, when can you take training wheels off your child's bike? It's totally up to them. And even if they're doing really well and they might need it in the future, it's okay to put it back on for your dog. So all I'm doing is just continually feeding. What we're trying to do is teach your dog and show your dog that it's enjoyable to be on place. You can even scatter food across the place cot itself. What we're teaching them is this is a jackpot. This is a huge deal for him to want to go onto place and hang out on place and stay on place. Good things happen when he's on place. So in this, at your house, you could use any type of like enrichment toy, like even like a licking mat or something. You could fill your Kong or whatever other toy that you could fill with food, bones, anything that's going to be something that they're going to hang out and stay for a long period of time. So back to the 3Ds. So there's distance, duration, distractions. Like I said, the most important one is going to be your duration. If your dog can't hold it, so even right there, he broke. Leave it. So we haven't worked on leave it, but that is really the introduction to right there. So I'm going to go and pick this up so it's not a distraction for him. So with duration is going to be your most important one. The reason is, if your dog can't hold the place position for 30 seconds, you're not going to be able to have this in your living room and walk to your front door and back. So once your dog builds up on that duration piece and he's going to stay there for an extended period of time, and you know that, then we can slowly start adding in a mixture of distractions and distance. So I say a mixture because technically, if you are walking away and creating distance, that's also going to be a distraction at some level. So it's important to make sure that your dog understands that they're going to stay here until we release them. Now, right now, this is just an introduction. I don't really care anything about this. This is not going to be a one-time deal. This is going to take days, if not weeks, of teaching him to go on here and to stay on here. But we also see right now he is extremely pumped to be on this place. He also is like, oh, I can just lay down and feed. You can feed me. It's kind of like like an emperor being fed grapes or something. Like he's just relaxing. That's the goal. We want to show him, hey, there's no need to get up. I've got everything you need right here, and I'll give you as much as you want. I'm not using treats. I'm using his actual food. So that way I can really feed him as much as I want to. The more that you're hand feeding, the more you're going to be building engagement with him, and he's learning that you are the coolest thing around. So your dog should look at you as you are the most important thing in its life. You're the coolest thing around. Nothing else beats it. Free. So just like with everything, we need to slowly build up incrementally. So for the duration, we might be working on 30 seconds, 15 seconds, a minute even. So even that right there, I know I drop food. If I leave it, he's going to go. Good boy. Want to teach him that he can't get off of this. If I step back, good boy. You can even start throwing it at a distance. That way we're slowly starting to implement the distance to where I can be farther away, and he's like, oh, I can still hang out. I don't need to get up. Everything I need is coming right to me. Good boy. Free. So I'm using the free command. All that is, and really it's a release marker, all that is saying that you are now able to get up. He doesn't have to get up if he doesn't want to. He can still stay there. But all we're doing is saying, you need to stay on place until I release you. Dog training is ultimately about safety. So if we tell our dogs to do something, it's going to be necessary. Think about as a practical situation, you're at your house, your dog's out walking with you. I don't know if you'll be able to hear me. There's planes going over me, like I said. You're out, or you're at your house, you have your place caught, and you drop a glass. If you're able to send your dog to place and they're in a safe position, and now you can pick up the glass and keep them safe, we don't want them getting up to come over to you because they think that you're going to give them a treat. They need to be obedient to the command and know that they're going to stay on that spot until you release them. Good boy. Periodically, you can release them. Free. Good boy. And that helps to show him when he can get off. So what happens a lot of times is people say, how do I teach my dog not to do X behavior? What you need to be focusing on is teaching them what they can and should be doing. So we're teaching him the proper pathway on how to get off. The only time he's allowed to get off of place is when I release him. So like I said, dog training is about safety. So when I'm ready for him to get off, I'm going to say, free. And then he gets off and nothing bad happens. If he were to get off on his own, I'm going to immediately put him right back onto it. So we'll show you what that would look like. What if he just kind of follows you? I'm stepping out of frame, and we're putting him right back. Place. So I'm not doing any corrections or anything in this stage because he's brand new. Like I said, this is the first session that we're doing place with. I want to show him how he can get off. Free. Good boy. See, nothing bad happens. Place. And we're showing him he needs to stay on place until we release him. Like I said, you can use his entire meal and just go from there. Good boy. This also helps to show him not to jump, as you saw right there. If your dog is starting to jump on you, you can step back and pause. Once they're calm, then you can feed them and give them as much food as you want to show them there's now a reward to listen to you. If you found this video helpful, please like, share, and subscribe. All your support greatly benefits this channel, and we'll be happy to keep teaching you more dog tricks. You guys have a great one.